when everything is seen, and when self is seen from Baba's perspective. When the self is seen the way the self is, and not through some four-dimensional prism of the mind. So to really be the eternity, which means no beginning, no ending to the self. Which means dimensionless self. One has to see oneself from Baba's eyes. What do you see? And it's not the seeing of the mind or the seeing of the image. Or, no. It's samaj. It's an understanding. It's not a seeing which is understood by mind as visualization. It's not about visualizing a star. or a point of light. Do you know how Baba sees you? Oh, silent. The request has come to read the Murli from tomorrow, or I guess from India today. Yeah. Okay. So let's read Thursday Murli, India's Thursday. Om Shanti. One is a human intellect, and the other is a godly intellect. And then there will be a divine intellect. A human intellect is a devilish intellect. People are criminal-eyed. One is to be civil-eyed, and the other is to be criminal-eyed. Deities are viceless, civil-eyed, whereas people here in the Iron Age are vicious and criminal-eyed. Their thoughts are vicious. Criminal-eyed human beings are in the jail of Ravan. Everyone in the kingdom of Ravan is criminal-eyed. There isn't a single person who is civil-eyed. I was loving these words. You are now at the most auspicious confluence age. Baba is now changing you from criminal-eyed and making you civil-eyed. There are many types of criminal-eyed people. Some are semi and some are another percentage. When you become civil-eyed, you will reach your karmatit stage and you will then become brotherly-eyed. When you souls look at souls, the bodies no longer remain. And so, how would you be criminal-eyed? Therefore, the Father says, remove yourself from the consciousness of brother and sister. Consider yourselves to be brothers. This too is a very deep thing. This can never enter anyone else's intellect. The meaning of being civil-eyed can never enter any of their intellects. If it were to enter their intellects, they could claim a high status. The Father explains, consider yourself to be souls and forget the bodies. Each of you has to shed that body in remembrance of the Father. I, this soul, am going to Baba. Renounce all arrogance of your body and shed your body in remembrance of the Father who makes you pure. I'm reading a little bit, then we'll go into the understanding. We'll peel it apart, okay? If you're criminal-eyed, that will continue to bite you inside. The destination is very high. Even though some are very good children, they definitely make one or another mistake because Maya is there. No one has been able to become karmatit yet. You will reach your karmatit stage at the end, and you can then become civil-eyed. There will then be that spiritual brotherly love. Where there's very good spiritual brotherly love, there isn't that criminal vision. Only then will you be able to claim a high status. Okay. So when Baba is saying, basically there are three types of, Baba is saying, intellects. You can also call mind, intellect, and sanskars, the prism, right? We always look at the prism. Prism includes all the four dimensions, right? Which includes mind, intellect, and sanskars. And these four dimensions are made up of one dimension of time and three dimensions of space, right? There are four dimensions, basically, time and space. So mind, intellect, and sanskars can be in three different ways. They can be human mind and human intellect and human sanskars, godly mind, godly intellect, and godly sanskars, divine mind, divine intellect, and divine sanskars. Okay? I, the being, the one who's before all these, godly, human, and divine. Okay? Baba is talking to this one here, this being. And because Baba is talking to this being, when I'm using the prism of the human mind and human intellect and human sanskars, the way I will see myself and the way I will see the world will be very different. Yeah? When I, the being, am awakened to my truth, knowing that I am beyond mind, intellect, and sanskars, then the way I will see, I will naturally use divine mind, divine intellect, and divine sanskars automatically. Then the way I will see the bodies and the way I will experience the world will be very different, right? But regardless, I first need to know who am I. Okay, is that clear so far? Okay, when Baba is saying criminal-eyed, what does that mean? Because it's a very strong word, criminal-eyed.
The human intellect.
The human mind, intellect, and sanskars, okay. And what? Before that also.
There's no awareness of the self. There's no awareness of Baba.
Yeah. That's why, if you remember yesterday, I think yesterday's Murli, Baba had said, some people think soul leaves through the eyes. Some people think soul leaves through the forehead. Some people think, I don't know what other things he said.
Yeah, today's Murli sister for us.
Yeah, for us today. And for parts in India yesterday. And that is why it's very important to know first, who am I? And he said it's not enough to see the soul, right? It's not enough to just see the soul. You need to know the soul. Once I know who I am, then whatever I will use Baba's eyes naturally. Because when I know Baba, then I will use Baba's eyes. And that is the divine mind, divine intellect, and divine sanskars. But first, I need to know who I am. Okay? So once I know who I am, and then when I will see the body, how will I see the body? Because Baba really wants us to get out of this arrogance of the body.
Not solid at all.
Sorry?
Not solid at all.
Not solid.
Just sensation.
Yeah. We will be experiencing this body as simply vibrations. Yeah. That is all this body is. And more I'm experiencing my body as transparent, you will experience others' bodies also as, you can see through their sanskars, you can see through their words, you can see through their feelings. Then your eye is not criminal-eyed anymore. Can you see that your eyes are civil-eyed?
Sister, in the process.
In the process, okay. All right.
Sister, I think it's the more attention on the self, because if you have very strong sanskars of something and the external situation is triggering that sanskar, and that's when the body becomes pretty solid. And, so one gets caught up. But other than that, when we have that clarity, that the body is just vibration and bunch of thoughts and emotions and feelings, and what's behind that form is that being, and we all are that being, and there's no separation, then it's a beautiful interaction. Or even if you see your sanskars and everything coming up, it doesn't touch you.
Yesterday, Baba gave a very beautiful thing about soul has nothing to do with the body. It's all to do with karmendriya. Did you
The connection.
know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
it's
connection.
using it as a mean of connections.
Yeah. It is actually through sense organs, right? And sense organs is mainly mind, right? That experiences everything through these 5 windows. But what it really means is that through the day, even like when this one is in this part, when one is moving around through the day, when one is getting, according to the drama, things are getting done through the day, just sense and see with Baba. If Baba was to be using this body, how would he be seeing it? Yeah? If Baba were to be using this body, how would he be seeing it? So it's like, the feeling comes for Baba, the moment the movement has happened, even it's like now, right? Let's say a movement took place. The last movement for him has already become a dream, right? So for him, he's not referring to the memory of the last movement or the last moment. He's just living the now. So then you will really be able to see and know your stillness. Not just mind is saying, I'm still, but my body is moving. You will experientially know that you are actually never moving. You are always still. Always still. Right? Always. Does that make sense? I think, yeah. You're always still. Can you see that stillness of yours experientially whilst you're moving? Then suddenly the thought comes that even if I was just moving my body so fast, that's why Brahma Baba could be moving so fast, and yet he would know his stillness. It's because every moment, the movement is passing by. He is not caught up in the memory of the past movement. He is just now and stillness. So he's experiencing his stillness whilst his body is moving at a fast speed. Anybody, did it make sense?
Yeah.
Who did it? Okay, for some it did, for some it did not. Who did it not make sense to?
It is difficult when you are in interaction to feel that same thing. Like in the morning when you're all by yourself, like for this one, when doing yoga or something, like the physical yoga also, at that time, it is very easy to do that. That's looking at the movements and feeling that no, I am still movement, these movements are within me. But then during the day, in the interaction, it somewhere it gets lost.
Yeah, and that is why when all five senses are working together, yeah, experiment. When you're sitting with Baba and having this action of feeding food to the body, right? Then many of your senses are very active, like the texture is being experienced through the mind, the taste is being experienced through the mind, the visuals are very strong, they're also being experienced through the mind. Everything is being experienced through the mind. And you can really see how Baba would be using this faculty of mind, intellect, and sanskars at that time. And you will see that Baba is not labeling the food or remembering the taste of the food from the past or remembering the texture of the food. Nothing. He's just literally kind of seeing as some action being done through the body. He's not labeling, describing, remembering from the past, anything. The way you will consume food will be very different. The way you will be talking to people. How is Baba going to be experiencing this interaction? Is he hearing the words that they are saying, or is he catching the bhav behind those words? When you're listening with Baba, how would you be listening when you're listening with Baba?
Baba sister does not even listen to the words of the drama. His focus is only on the soul, right?
Yeah, bhav behind the words, right? Baba does catch the bhav, which is not the words, right? But he is catching the feeling of the soul behind the bhav. With which feeling the soul is speaking, right? What feeling it's identifying itself with.
That's why yesterday Baba said, right, that don't just say that for the sake of saying it. No, say it with dil se, that bhav is what he was trying to pinpoint.
So then when you are speaking to others, you will not be more so interested in what they are saying. You'll be very interested in the bhav that they're speaking with. Yeah, there could be some pain, there could be some whatever it may be. There is a bhav in their words, so you will be knowing that they are going through whatever they're going through, but you will also know that the truth of the soul is different from what they are going through. So then you'll be in a better place to help them also. But the Baba will be, not you, but Baba can help them where Baba wants to help them. Does that make sense?
So, Didi, yeah. So sometimes all these things is very naturally and easily seen and realized and experienced. And then there are few days when this one says that it's all blackout. And initially what this one used to do was used to force and trying to change and trying to fight and be very, but now I after listening to these classes, I have become very, I would say, sensitive and very compassionate towards the self. And I just let it be because I understand if the mind, the sanskars, the intellect is cooperating with the self, let's say 20-25 days in a month, and if 5 days they are not and they are just not ready to listen, I just let it be and I try to be with Baba as much as possible.
Yeah,
And is that is that okay? Is that right? Because
perfectly fine.
because
You cannot force your mind to cooperate with you. You cannot force your intellect and sanskars to cooperate with you. You can
and before exactly this was you because we were doing inside, outside also we were doing this with others.
Mm.
You need to do purushart and you need to do purushart. No, how could you feel? How could your mood change? Like, in Sundays, Murli Baba says, mood. So how could your mood change? How could your level of enthusiasm, I mean, for the self, more for the self. So now I'm like, it's okay. I've become more compassionate towards even the old sanskars that are still there.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that is what will start to happen. More you're living from the place of knowing who you are, because you can't put a veneer of compassion on you being a person. You can't put a veneer and kind of make yourself feel more merciful towards others. This is a veneer. You can't make it last for long. It has to truly be your own attitude towards your mind, intellect, and sanskars, which can only come from knowing who you are. Yeah, completely silent presence, right? Like somebody said that, and this is to pertaining to the blessing of today, when Baba said, no, you kill your conscience and all that. That what Baba said is that you should not be, some do understand that it is not right, but they then think that their names should not be spoiled. And so they kill their own conscience. That too is accumulated in the account of sin. And the way we
Sister,
kill,
you talked about today's blessing?
yeah,
Yeah, in Hindi it's very, very topsy-turvy, very intriguing. Please make it
yeah.
more clear. In English could be little easy for you, but in Hindi though it's really, Baba is somewhere, intentions are very uh,
Yeah.
mixture. I don't understand. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Baba is saying that some children become very clever, right? They do have realization at that time, but that realization does not have any power. And so transformation does not take place. Like, for example, somebody was sharing that throughout the day, it's not like they're ever feeling missing, lacking. They're quite relaxed, quite happy, quite peaceful. And it's not like they're looking for activities to be done to make themselves feel peaceful, but they're just quite relaxed and happy. But as time goes by in the evening time and especially night time, they start to feel a very subtle discomfort. Yeah, that's what they're sharing. They start to feel a very subtle discomfort. And when they feel that discomfort, then at that time they will go towards some kind of objective experience, you know? And they said, I don't understand because I'm living a very fulfilled life through the day. I'm not feeling peaceless or nothing. So then it's like you show them what is the reason is because towards the end of the day, there are fewer activities. Now you're going towards that part of the day when there aren't that many activities. Now suddenly all those feelings are beginning to come up. Yeah.
And Didi, this could be old sanskar pattern also. I have also seen this in many souls. Like some says that as the evening started to come, they become so active. And in the morning, they are so sleepy. So they are struggling with Amrit Vela, so many. So they said that we become like an owl at
Yeah.
night, can't help it.
Yeah.
So then I said that this is the sanskars only. I mean, is that right? This can be the old pattern.
These are the old patterns because at night there aren't that many things to excite or stimulate them. Like things are constantly happening during the day. But at night, as things are becoming calmer and less activity and less stimulation visually also, lots of those things happen. So now suddenly they want to become more active because there's a discomfort, and they want to become more active to kind of suppress that discomfort down, right? And they feel, oh, now I'm silent and I'm alone, now I can do. It's actually subtle sense of discomfort that they are suppressing. Yeah. And they become more active at night or during the evening or whatever, I mean, the time is. And then when we ask them that, when these feelings come up, then what do you do? And then they said that I usually either go for something to Google, or not necessarily that I need to look at something, but I just do it. Yeah. So you're kind of suppressing those feelings by some activity at that time. Yeah. And as they're suppressing that, and then they said that, okay, let's not feed these habits superficially, they're saying. So superficially, they're not feeding those habits, but they're trying to sleep and they can't sleep. They can't sleep because the feelings of discomfort are very strong. And then their mind says, you know what, don't worry, just go do something, otherwise you'll get overwhelmed.
And Didi, that's why so much insomnia is increasing nowadays. Like every second person who comes to the center in the course is going through, they don't get sleep. They can't sleep at night. They've been taking medicines, they've been doing so many things. They can't. And then they think that this is depression, this is a form of depression or
Yeah.
yeah.
And that is why then it is like, the advice that was given was risk it. Because the one who's saying you will be overwhelmed if you don't do something, don't allow these feelings to be felt, because it's not good. If you feel these feelings, that means you're not practicing it right. So suppress it, kind of do something. Kill your conscience. That is like literally खून कर दो अपने conscience का. You can't suppress these feelings of being overwhelmed and all. Even if there are feelings of being overwhelmed, come risk it, face it. Because soul can never be overwhelmed. What is getting overwhelmed is just a separate self-identity. And that doesn't want to die. So it says, okay, you know what? What is the point feeling all these discomfort feelings and overwhelmed? Just go do some little light activity. Just do something. And then
But
like,
Didi, this can this can only be experienced by a Brahman soul, a one who has realized that they are separate from the feelings. Because otherwise, those people they for them it is so intense and it is so real, and it's everything is happening. They become so agitated, excited, and they can't control if they won't channelize it to something, to cook or something like, I keep telling them do this because then they will go mad. Then they have to take medicine.
if they're really new students at that time, it's important to give some foundation of knowledge. Some foundation, just if not too much drama and all, but just little bit like soul and God, and help them just understand what does it mean to be a being of light, just little bit of that. And that little bit with that, you can play around with it with them. You can really play around with it because they do, believe it or not, souls understand it. There is an understanding in every soul of who they are, maybe dormant, but it will be triggered more, you kind of little by little, and soul by soul, it will be different, but it will get triggered. It will get triggered.
Sister, I like it when you always say that don't underestimate or don't think that
Yeah.
they don't know.
Yeah.
Because it's there in that
There.
knowledge is within the soul, but the part is to be dormant right now.
Exactly. But what happens is within us, there's a sense of impatience, and we really want them to be fixed quickly. Yeah. And that is where we are actually kind of projecting our desires on them. And one's part here, one is seen as one has really kind of seen with patience. I am the one who is really learning, not them. I'm the one who's emerging my patience. Then from that space, whatever advice is given, they take, they don't take, but at least let me see my patience. Let that patience emerge. And really, when you come from that place that you're helping yourself and Baba is helping them, then automatically they will receive what they need to receive. Because you're helping yourself by staying clean, by being Baba's angel and not killing your own conscience, which means not trying to fix them to make yourself feel better. They may take it, they may not take it. It could be with your children. You know, and I've seen so many souls at times, when they share, it's like they're saying, I understand that I'm a soul, and they are souls in knowledge and wonderful practice also, wonderful understanding also. I wouldn't say practice of the mind, yes, but understanding of the soul is also there. And they're saying, yes, and I don't want to fix them. But comes but. And the moment that but comes, that is when they are killing their conscience.
Sister, we came to the different topic. First, finish that. You were trying to make each one of us understand. Like night, if you're, it's very heavy mind, and you try to engage in some activity, but you said no, don't kill it. Pune nahak mat karo, face it. So, could you please elaborate it? First, finish that. If we understand it, then only we can, spread it to others.
Okay, I thought it was understood, but that's okay.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, all right. So when those feelings come up, what is your attitude towards those feelings when they come up? Let's say it's 12 o'clock at midnight and you can't go to sleep. And all those feelings are rushing up at that time. And you're like an owl. You can't close your eyes also. What would you be doing?
Is he talking about the stories of the past or the events of the day, or what kind of a stuff? Because here this one sleeps and like I have no idea where I am. 10 seconds.
And Didi,
some days for some people,
and for Didi, for this one, what I've seen, that when I am overwhelmed with these feelings and thoughts, I felt more sleepy. I felt I need more sleep. I'll even sleep in the daytime. I'll even sleep during, like, I'm sitting in Amrit Vela, but that, because I understand that, this laziness and this is coming from overthinking. So for me, I'm always overwhelmed with sleep. I never have. So this can be also one pattern.
Another way of, it's the opposite side of
Sister, I want to share my things. Twice or thrice in the month. It's very often actually. Even in the Madhuban at times it happened with me in 2 days. See, in that pious, what I do, what I'd been doing actually. I know mind says you can't sleep. ये पैटर्नाइज हो गया है और 9 बजे के बाद तो if I talk to someone, I cannot sleep because but what I do that I'm sharing it, I take it very easy. I know that. So I take it so easy. Believe you me, I enjoy that moment. Whatever I want to do, maybe that day I won't do Amrit Vela at 4. I'll be awake till 2 or 2:30. Maybe I'll enjoy what I have been doing last many years. Till 2:30, I'll do my Amrit Vela, everything, read, whatever I want to enjoy. Maybe approaching some tea also, if it is feasible. And I'll not suffer at all. And after that, switching off my mobile, and then morning begins maybe at 8 or whatever. That's what I do.
Yeah. If there are times and days like that, just meditate. Okay? Just meditate, sit with Baba and say, it's okay. Day and night, all the same for me, the being, right? Instead of, oh my God, I can't sleep. What do I do to sleep? I must go to bed now. If I don't go now, then I will not be able to wake up at 4 o'clock. More reason that you can't sleep. More of a reason that you won't be able to sleep. At that time, just Baba and I, soul is beyond day and night. It's all in the mind. I and Baba together. This is my Amrit Vela. And within within, if not few minutes, half an hour, you will go to sleep because you didn't resist it. That is why. If you resist, you can't go to sleep. If you don't resist, you will go to sleep. So take it as very lightly, very lightly. Don't battle anything. The more you battle, the more it gets light. Don't give it distractions either. Just be in silence with Baba. Not even a class.
Sister, I tell Baba to rock me to sleep.
Yeah, we're talking about that. We are talking more like if there's somebody having some problems during the night, right, to sleep. More so for that, right? Ordinarily, yes, we all go to sleep with Baba in Baba's lap. But there are days when you can't. What do you do that time? Are you battling with it? What do you do at that time?
Sister, I never sleep in the train. It's a phobia with me. But this time I was traveling last month. I was coming from Rajasthan. I really slept so well. I did even Amrit Vela. Somewhere, I don't know, maybe new understanding last almost 10 months. So that phobia wasn't there and no urgency was there. I didn't give any, weightage to I'm going to sleep or not. But that was a wonderful traveling I ever did in my life. Chand was there. I was enjoying my Amrit Vela. Slept for 4 to 5 hours. And how it happened, I don't know. And I came very fresh in the morning. Everybody was asking, what happened to you? No story. That's what I enjoyed my trip like anything. I don't know why. The change occurred.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But whatever we are saying is what we are saying is just be with Baba and let it be the time which is timeless being is experiencing, not as day or night. Because at times there can be days for all of us like that. And yes, there could be some feelings, discomfort, overwhelming feelings that can be coming up. Be that silent presence. It's such a beautiful time if those things are coming up to silently be present to those feelings with love. Be that ever present, loving presence to those feelings that are coming up. And allow them to be embraced by you. It's not like don't, sorry, the word is not right. Just be the observer, and the mind that is wanting to fight it, even observe that mind that is wanting to fight those feelings. Just know your sensationless, know your thoughtless, and know your completely soundless presence, and allow the sounds of the mind to come up in the darkness of the night, to come up to the surface. Let those creepy crawlies come and make their sound. Allow them to be, and allow them to become one and merge in the silence that you are. Yeah? They are needing love. They are needing nourishment. They are needing acceptance. And only you, the loving presence, can truly give them that love that they need. Because only love can melt mountains. And only love can melt these feelings and these thoughts and emotions, which have been looking for acceptance for 2,500 years. And then we have been suppressing them in one way or the other. This is killing conscience. Yeah. So allow them to melt in the presence of your love that you are. Yeah. So this one at times happens. Like sometimes it's 12 o'clock and I just don't feel sleepy at all. And then I can see the tension creeping up. Oh my God, I can't wake up at 4 o'clock then. I can't wake up at 4. Uski tension alag. At that time, I just say it's okay. Not 4, maybe 5. It's fine. But most important is mind has time in it. I, the being, am with Baba. And I'm timelessly present with him. And this now is the only reality for me. My mind creating one worry about the next 4 hours ke baad kya hoga and the clock that is ticking, That is all mind.
Can you hear me?
I sorry, can't see 1 minute. Yeah.
Devi, actually, when we say killing conscience, is it not, for example, according to, say, example, Baba Srimat is not to eat outside food. So, um, like, I'm not, for example, if I'm not able to control it and I eat it, but in my mind, I know that I should not be eating because this is Srimat. But I go against my conscience and I eat it. So is that not killing conscious?
Yeah, that is also killing, but that's a very gross form. We were looking at the subtle forms. Absolutely, it is. For if we are not following maryadas only, that's a different thing altogether. Yeah, that's like if I'm eating out. Those I mean, those are very gross forms of killing conscious. I'm justifying, right? I'm justifying breaking Shrima, breaking maryadas. Yeah. That I'm hoping nobody's doing, but we were giving more subtle aspects of it, which is when we are suppressing feelings, thoughts, emotions also. That is also you are somewhere avoiding seeing them. When you're avoiding seeing them, you're finding different ways to kind of distract yourself from them. That is also killing conscience.
Yeah, I
If
think
that
I was
makes
not able to give a, yeah, I mean, I understand. Actually, I was not able to give a similar example. Um, so
If
I
you
kind of
take
picked up
a
a
gross
gross one.
example, like for example, the gross example, if you want, then also it can come on purity, right? For purity also, what can I do? Otherwise, he will get angry. If I don't listen, then the family will break and this will happen and that will happen. It is not facing your own demons within you, the demons of fear or demons of anger or demons of, oh, because of me, I don't want to create peacelessness in the family. That is all very devious ways of kind of not wanting to face the demons within yourself. I don't want to use the word demons. Not wanting to face the those feelings that want your love with love from yourself. Yeah. Allowing those old feelings, old sanskaras that need your acceptance and love. Yeah. But I'm just putting it on others. Oh, it's because of him. It's not because of him. It's because you can't face those subtle fears within yourself, which want to be kind of wanting to, like someone did call up, right? And they said that, because if I don't cooperate, then what if he goes there and what if he goes here? And I said, this is your own projection and fear that you are projecting on him. Yeah. So there can be many subtle things. We don't want to face those things, so we put it on others because to keep peace in the house, I'm doing it. No, you're not. Nobody does things to keep peace in the house. There's no peace in the house. The house does not have peace. The peace is in the souls. So that is why we don't do things to kind of, we are cheating ourselves. We don't cheat others. We are deceiving ourselves. Right? So those in a gross form, that can be the form of it. In subtle forms, we don't want to face our own inner world. So we give it very different names and forms, and we kind of run away from them by trying to find something to do, taking more responsibility here, doing more responsibility there, all of those things.
But sister, regarding purity, you had been emphasizing, I mean, there shouldn't be any clashes, you know. So last what had been pattern from your side, from Baba's side, that had been, don't make a scene, don't force it, let it come on its own.
Yeah.
But here right now, today you are telling it's our own weaknesses, you know.
Absolutely. Let it come on its own as a separate self. If I'm leaving, it won't come on its own. Let it come on its own means you focus your attention on what your smriti is. Am I seeing myself as a bodiless being? Am I knowing myself as that being? You just do your bit, just be who you are. And
checking
then
your dependency, checking your own dependency and your own
absolutely.
fear.
Fears,
of
check your own
losing.
fears, fear of losing, fear of them cheating or whatever it may be. All do your own checking. That is what I mean. Let it happen on its own.
And also, Didi, I think when you said let it happen on its own, it means that sometimes the self identity listening to Murli and it's forcing that Baba is saying, and I have to do this, and that space then creates a lot of inner turmoil. So it's very important, like like Baba says, Vivek ka khoon kar de. That also means that somewhere you are a Brahman from last 10 years, 20 years. So you will not admit that this is happening to you. These feelings are coming to you. And so you will not accept it. You will say, oh, this is because I was going through this, or this is because of, you will give X, Y reasons, but you will not face. So this is what Baba says, कि तुम खून कर देते हो, which means you are, not realizing, and then in the end, it would come.
It will come with greater force.
Actually, this is very true because, like from my own experience, a lot of things, lot of maryadas were out of suppression. It did not come naturally.
Yeah.
So even okay, when I started leaving egg was very difficult. Then it took a long time to do that. Then eating outside food. Then so lot of things I used to like force upon myself. Oh, I don't have to do this. I don't. It was not coming naturally.
And that is why we are saying, let it happen naturally means you just be who you are, give your attention to Baba and yourself. Be aware of what's happening inside your mind, inside your intellect and sanskars, what is coming up within you. And as you know your truth more and more separate from all of these things that are old sanskars and old habit patterns that are coming within you, more and more there's detachment, loving indifference to them, then automatically you are knowing your naked bare truth. From that space, there will naturally be the power, and it will bring a natural impact on others also around you. Yeah? Natural impact on others. Right? It's not like I'm a Brahmin. I have to now not eat out, but I'm totally conscious as a body. I'm believing myself to be a body, but I'm really saying I have to be this dogmatic Brahmin. And I really have to make sure I don't eat out. Then as a as a separate self, I'm trying to practice Maryada. It's going to be you're
burden.
Tokara burden on your head. No.
So this one, I would like to share the experience on this, that when started Maryada about the food, in the very early days, like even if I would eat a brownie, and I would see that, okay, after eating the brownie and before eating the brownie, I was the same. The happiness was like such a, like 2 minutes or 5 seconds, but nothing about me had changed. Like even if I didn't eat it, I don't think I would have missed it. I mean, that it wasn't it didn't give me that extra anything after eating also, because the desire for eating ate, but then saw the difference.
Yeah.
That even if I didn't eat it, I would feel the same way. I will be the same. At that time, didn't have that much about like the soul part of it the way we have now. But it was like, okay, even before eating and after eating, I'm the same. So then automatically didn't feel like eating anything.
Yeah.
Like that thing was gone. So the comparison was like that, and then slowly, it just comes naturally that you don't have that desire only to eat.
Exactly. And that is why even when we are, I mean, like personally, one here, when is even giving one-on-one, like some classes, and I will introduce Maryadas, but I will never push it on them. I will always tell them, but just first know you're a soul. From that, these things will automatically follow. Don't do it forcefully. If you do it forcefully, you will make this path a path of torture.
And that the desire will be always there, right? Because you have suppressed that.
It is only going to make you more conscious as a body.
Yeah.
Don't do that. No suppressions.
Because man hota hai, and then you can't do anything. You cannot even eat.
Oh my God, I'm not supposed to eat that. I'm not supposed. There's no such thing as supposed to. These are just simple guidelines which will come naturally from being aware. So more and more attention and focus on who you truly are bodilessly. Who you truly are behind all these kind of thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And more you're able to see yourself separate from the desires in the mind, more you're able to see yourself separate from these emotions and feelings and olds and scars, your true nature will automatically shine. There's never a need to force or push anything. So entire focus is on being who you are and combined with Baba. Then let things happen from there. It's not like you have to wake up at 4. No, you have to sleep in time. That is number one rule. Not waking up at 4. Sleeping in time is number one rule. If you can, that too. Little by little by little by little by little. Does that make sense, Anshu?
So much of sense, sister. All of a sudden, I feel very sensible.
Sensible.
See, Delhi, it is raining, you know. So this body was having fever last 3 to 4 days. And what I said, I won't be able to go to center. Body is not. I said, look at the street. We are having Baba's class. You know, things are all good, sister. Only the treat is when I'm immersed, in my soulfulness. What I that feel. Thoda attention we need to keep. If it is
attention is being relaxed instead of being kept. Yeah. Because when we keep attention, it is mind paying attention. When we relax attention, it is the soul bringing the attention back to itself and Baba, relaxing it in itself. Yeah. And that you will find, that it's not about just relaxing attention away from the objects of the world. It's also relaxing attention away from the objects of your inner mind. And then from that space, you will find that you are forever now, and every moment is passing in front of you, but you are just in one place. You have not moved. You have not done anything. You're still and silent. Totally. You've not gone anywhere. You're just now, and you will always be now. And 5,000 years will come eternally in front of you, and you will still be now. And then another 5,000 set of years will come according to the mind, and you will still be now, ever present now. You're going nowhere. You're just ever present now. All 5,000 years are happening in front of you right now. Where have you gone? Nowhere. Where is the fear of death? You can't go anywhere. Where is the fear of death? Where's the fear of loss? Where's the desire for gain? Nothing. I'm just ever present now. Anybody losing anything, gaining anything? Anybody dying? Anybody born? just ever present now. And cycles after cycles after cycles are repeating in front of you, and you are now. उसका career, उसका ये सब बातें ही बहुत बेतुकी लगती. Then all these things sound very menial and insignificant. Then all the thoughts, what will happen to this one and what will happen to that one, and what if I go there, and what if I, then who will take care of this one and that one? What will all of that look like?
More illusion within the illusion.
Yeah, it's just a dream. Yeah.
More
It's
confusion.
Yeah, it's just insignificant. It's like you're not gone anywhere. In eternity, you've always been here. And you will always be here.
So, sister, yesterday I went somewhere. There's a Baba's parlor, and I don't know what happened. Sat there for many hours, and I could concentrate and do connection with Baba. And when I came late, I was asking myself, did I go anywhere? This is first time ever happened. And I was enjoying it. I don't know why I'm talking to did I go anywhere, Baba? I'm asking, did I go anywhere? With those thought, I, kind of little dozed off. But ये thought इतना ज़्यादा heavy हो गया. Did I go anywhere? No, you didn't go anywhere. I was here only.
Yeah.
So that was somewhere, a soothing impact of that feeling. No, I didn't go
Absolutely.
anywhere.
You
It did
don't.
magic.
Yeah.
Little.
Yeah.
Little.
Because you really don't go anywhere. And this one thing, if you can really catch it about who you are, as you never go anywhere. I will say all fears will become completely merged. All desires will become merged. Nothing is left. Nothing is left. Is that clear?
Sister, Baba is already doing through you. First you clarified mind, then you went to body. So you are slowly, we are moving towards that.
Yeah, because Baba has told today also in the Murli, tomorrow's Murli, he said that become such a yogi that you don't have the slightest attachment to your body. Huh? Do not be attracted to dirty things. Keep your stage far beyond. Keep your mercury of happiness high. What does it mean to keep your stage far beyond? Which means I saw the thought of I am moving. I step back and I see I am not moving, but the mind is creating the sound and the images of movement. Right? Mind is creating images of movement. I moved from here to there. No, there is no here or there. There's always just here, and it's not in space. You're always here. That is called Trilokinath. That is called being infinite. Trilokinath is infinite.
So it also means Niradhar. I was just doing dissection, churning on it. The answer was coming from Baba's side. It could be Niradhar. Same connotations almost. Yes?
Yeah, there is no Aadhar because you will now, you're not seeing your stillness as just another mental commentary. You're knowing your stillness only when you, how can you know your stillness? When you know your Trilokinath. How can you know when you're Trikaldarshi? Only when you know your eternity. Right? Then you are beyond the dimensions of time and space. And that is really knowing complete detachment from your body. Complete detachment from your body just means completely beyond the dimensions of time and space. Because the moment you assume you are the body, you are caught up in dimensions of time and space. Right? Then you're seeing life through the prism of the mind, which is four-dimensional. The moment you believe you are the body. That's why Baba is always after us. Attach no attachment to your body, not a slightest attachment to the body. Right? Do not put off anything until tomorrow, because tomorrow is again a concept in the mind. Know your truth beyond time. See, time is not a problem. It's a beautiful model of time. It's very important and needed for practical purposes. But when it becomes your belief and time as a reality, that is when you start seeing yourself through that prism. And when you start seeing yourself through the prism of time and space, then you see the world as different things. Right? Actually, there's a Murli I really want to read. I just read it today. And it's about Sukshma Vatanka, something like that. I really want to read
What's
that.
the date on that, Murli sister?
Please read it.
Sorry?
Please read it.
Yeah, I will read it in Hindi class. I really want to read that, Murli. Beautiful insights Baba has given. What does it mean to be in Sukshma Vatan? And that you can be now, here only. Experience your subtle truth of who you are now. How? Baba and I together, moving, body feels like it's moving, but this one has been seeing this a little bit more lately. And it's like body is moving, and with Baba, when you're seeing it, it's like, Baba, and you're talking to Baba like this, Baba, this past movement, bachi dream, now only, okay. Then the body moves 2 steps forward. Did it move from here to there? No, it did not. It is always here. It's only from your memory's reference point that you feel like you move from here to there. If you did not have memory, then there's no from here to there. So then do you see and experience your stillness, that you never move? You've always been still. It's just you've been using different prisms of mind and having different experiences, and you've started believing yourself to be those experiences. And as a result, you experience the world based on what you believe yourself to be. And then eating with Baba, this is withdrawing from your senses. When you withdraw from your senses, you begin to see you're not ekdarshi, ekkaldarshi, you're trikaldarshi. From being
Sister,
diamond.
repeat it. Yeah. Repeat this Trikaldarshi, eating with Baba.
Yeah. So it's like with Baba, you are eating whatever body needs to be fed or eaten or whatever it may be. Being with Baba, you're seeing the different experiences that experience of eating food brings with it, or talking to someone brings with it. But when you're seeing it with Baba, you are in your dimensionless truth. And you're seeing the dimensions of all different feelings are coming. For example, somebody sent a text to me, right? Saying something, which my this lower dimension mind and intellect did not like it. Yeah. And I started writing a message and I deleted it. And then again, I wrote it and I again deleted it. And again, I wrote it again 3 to 4 times. Because I could see in that the being that I am has not changed. But my lower nature within me, which was wanting to write, I could see with Baba that it was going to even to the extent of writing, it's writing. And then I could see that it's not my feeling in it. So I deleted it. Then I wrote it the second time. It was a little bit better. Like Baba said today, in this Murli, that there are gradations in human nature also, in devilish nature also. There are gradations. So I could see literally that the gradations of my lower nature was coming from lowermost to little bit of the medium size, medium mode, and then from medium to the highest. And then by the time I sent the email, it was as though I'm with Baba and Shiv Baba and Brahma Baba, and then I'm sending the email. I mean, sending the text. 4 times I deleted it. Huh? So you can see that you are experiencing all these dimensions of your mind right now, right here with Baba. You didn't have to go somewhere to experience these dimensions. I'm experiencing them now. From the space of knowing that I am dimensionless. Because I knew I'm dimensionless, I could experience these different dimensions and different gradations of the devilish mind and the intellect and the human mind and the human intellect and the divine mind and the divine. I could experience all these different gradations from being dimensionless.
Didi, although we know we are in 0 point and sometimes our thoughts go in seva field, then we are in that contracted form.
Yeah, if we are not coming from that space of knowing our truth completely as Baba knows it, then
sometimes mind flows and we are in that contracted form of seva. I think so.
Yeah, if at times we are working and I mean the actions are being performed even in seva field from a contracted form, we are actually doing more disservice than service.
Although we know we are connected with Baba, and sometimes we are not in seva field also, but sometimes we are talking or somebody gives us seva, and that seva, we are only in seva field, not.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, of course, Baba is not saying be karm sannyasi. You've got to do some action is being performed through your body and you're constantly performing actions. But Baba wants us to know our stillness and silence whilst our bodies are being used to perform actions. If you really see dadis and didis, they're actually hyperactive. Right? Have you seen dadis from 4 o'clock till 10 o'clock at night?
Yeah.
But then their foundation was very powerful. It was like they were very, very clear about knowing this fact that I am this being, ever still, ever silent. And now I can see, because how Brahma Baba would say, you can cut vegetables fast. Why are you cutting it so slow? Why? Because he knows he's still. So he doesn't need to worry about fast action or I need to be so slow. I'm conscious as a soul. It may be needed in the beginning, okay? I'm not saying that. It may not be needed.
We are still knowing that we are still ever present. We have came out of mind also, but sometimes we feel that we are gone in sadharan thoughts also.
The moment you realize, you know, you have not disappeared.
Yeah.
Have you disappeared?
No.
Your peace is ever present?
Yes.
Your love is ever present?
Yes, that is all clear, Didi. But sometimes when we talk with others, or sometimes somebody
Don't talk with
ask
others.
us question,
Don't talk rubbish.
ask us question. Anybody ask us question about this lecture also, and I think I'm judgmental. So
No, you are not
how to come?
judgmental. You are a being who is
Yeah,
observing the judgment of the mind. You don't become one with your experience. Have
yeah.
you
You
heard
say na,
Baba?
you hear and you give your
Sorry?
ears and eyes to Baba, and you say
What does that mean?
Baba.
I am ever present peace. I have gone nowhere. And this thing is so important to understand, that I never appear or disappear. I am always ever present. Have you ever heard Mama speak Murli? Super fast train. Mohini Ben, when she came here, no, she was telling us that we have to kind of reduce the speed of Mama before we post it on Avyakti Parivar. She speaks so fast. And the one who's conscious as a soul doesn't mean I'm doing things very slowly. Yes, you may need to in the beginning. We are not denying and undermining the importance of that. But when you know your stillness, then we can either move our body fast as a person, or we can move our body fast as a soul. It can happen both ways. Yeah. You can move your body fast, because you want to get action done and want to move from one action to the next, because there's so much to do. That is a person moving the body. Yeah. Whereas one who's absolute stillness can also move the body very fast. And when they move their body fast, it will not be because I have to get to the next action. It is because I am ever present being, and actions are just happening. I am letting those actions happen. Baba and I are together and actions are happening. And you can cut the vegetables fast, very quick you can be in your actions. And sometimes it can be slow, it will depend. But being conscious as a soul does not mean that your body will become slow, your speech will become slow. That's not what it means to be conscious as a soul. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
But we feel that we are going in sadharan thoughts. This is my question.
Even
We
if
feel
you're
sometimes.
sadharan, that's right. Let's say for 5-10 minutes, your mind has been totally taking over the soul, and it's like, feels like some Rini is only doing some work, right? Now you realize in this second, not in this second, sorry, you realize, oh, wait, who am I? Withdrawing your attention from the mind, which is saying, see, you wasted 10 minutes or 10 hours. You were just totally absorbed in the task you were doing. You are never going to improve. You are like this only. And mind is speaking all of that. Mind is thinking in terms of time. When the soul is awakening to its truth, it means there is no time. I was ever present. I was present even when this dream 10 hours was going on in my mind. Or in my dream world of my mind, those 10 minutes of thoughts clockwise, it was going on. I, the being, was present then also. I'm the being present now. I'm always now. The moment I awaken to this fact, there is no past. Already it's gone. It's not there anymore. Now your mind and memory is only bringing it in front of you. Then it means you're continuing as a person. You're not continuing as a soul. Does that make sense? There is no room for 10 minutes I wasted. This thought also is seen as a time-bound thought. You will not give life to this thought that, oh my God, for half an hour I forgot Baba. Now that thought has no meaning for the soul, because for the soul, there is no half an hour. For the soul, there is no half a minute. For a soul, there is no 10 years, 5,000 years. Nothing exists for the soul. Soul is always now and here. So the moment there's a realization, time is gone. No, it doesn't exist anymore for you. So which sadharanta? Who sadharanta?
Yes, that is clear now because Baba says no, one second of this Sangam Yuga is very important.
Yeah.
In that time bound, I was thinking.
In that time bound, Smriti, and I want to see this Murli, which I'm going to read.
Yes.
Baba
Thank
said,
you.
yeah, which I'm going to read tomorrow in Hindi
Sister,
class.
tell the date.
Okay, the date of the Murli is 1/2/1980. Sukshma Vatan ki Karobar.
Yeah. I got it. Suggested.
Yeah. है ना?
Someone else is waiting for this Murli like anything. They reminded you to send you to 4 to 5 days back, and they the way they are requesting, Didi, please, did she know? And their pukar is now going to be manifested. Yeah, read it, sister. Few lines.
Yeah. In this, Baba said that दूर दूर तक वायरलेस द्वारा और यहाँ तीनों लोग तक वाइसलेस की शक्ति द्वारा कनेक्शन कर सकते हो। सूक्ष्म वतन तक संकल्प पहुंचने के लिए महीन सर्व संबंधों के सार वाली याद चाहिए। यह है सबसे पावरफुल तार। इसमें बीच में माया मन का इंटरफेरेंस नहीं कर सकती। मतलब it is literally knowing all relationships with Baba. When I have all relationships with Baba, there is no time-bound relationship. There is no distance in relationships. There is no space, time, distance in relationships. So when somebody goes somewhere, even bodily wise, nobody's gone anywhere. We are all always together with Baba. We are all always together with him. In that, there's a wireless connection. Wireless connection means beyond thoughts, distance, and space. Then viceless, because when you know, the biggest vice is I am the separate self, I am the time-bound person, I am the time-bound thought, I am the time-bound body, I am this. This is the biggest vice. To become one with your experience of your body and mind is the biggest vice. So when you are viceless, when you know your truth of who you are beyond the experiences, I am separate from all the experiences. Just I am, Om silence. Then automatically, I the being, I'm beyond time, distance, space, dimension. Automatically, my connection is with Baba. Then in that, I will take thoughts from Baba. There will be zero me, mine, and I in those thoughts. Is that clear?
Sister, it also means interconnectedness, being wireless.
Absolutely. Then that is when I know that when there's no distance between me and soul behind this, whatever part and body, mind, Anshu is. Yeah.
Right now, no, mine got little disheartened because when I read this Murli, I'd send you 4 days back. And I read that day evening, I said, maybe sister forgot. But now I'm seeing your intoxication on the different kind of is on rise, which mine was not when I read it. I read it with someone actually. But see how much Baba, pulls you to different understanding. So mine was somewhere disheartened. See, you didn't have that intoxication. See how she's having. She, why this comes at times, this thought.
And this is just a thought. It's a distance. It's a thought that is creating distance between you and your perfection. There is nothing else between you and your perfection. A thought that you give your belief to is the distance, which is a three-dimensional distance between you and your perfection.
Sister Rini doesn't fight with the thoughts. We do. That's the biggest challenge, Sister Anshu.
Yeah,
That's
it's not like my thought experience is different than your thought experience. I just don't believe in battling. And
We never fight and battle. The thing is, somewhere, stickiness. Oh, when I read it, this excitement was not there. Very little it came. Somewhere it touched me. So it's very subtle actually, and I'm able to notice. I feel very
Very
grateful
good.
about it.
Very good.
Very
Very
subtlety of things are occurring so much at times. It shows, oh, this is also there. This is which I could never feel it before.
beautiful. Beautiful.
Because
To
we are not,
see, to win
we are,
over.
sorry, sister, go ahead. This one was saying this. We are not reading with Baba, and we are not reading with the easiness. We are reading with समझ में आना चाहिए मुरली. Oh my God. Because this is what is happening with us. So that's why. I mean, yesterday's Murli was eye opener, right? Easiness, easy nature. Because I think gross level, we have kind of now, I have some understanding, good understanding of identifying it, right? Like this is gross form of Maya. But the subtle ones, we are still what you're talking about, stickiness. This is this is what this one was asking 2 days back in the class, if you remember, Sister Vinay. Something missing, something is not going on. So that easiness part, we are not.
That easiness part will come when there's a realization I am ever present peace. Ever present, not omnipresent, ever present. Because sometimes some souls are interpreting ever present as omnipresent. It's not omnipresent, ever present, which means you, the being, can never go anywhere. You cannot come and go. You cannot appear and disappear. You're always ever present. I love this example of a book, which I've given so many times. The reader of the book is knowing all 100 years in that book at one time, in one go, this moment of now, not moment of now, in just the now, the reader knows that there are 100 years packed in this book. And that is me, the soul with Baba. I know 5,000 years are right now in front of me in the form of sanskars. That's why Baba can make you spin in 5 seconds, in 1 second, one chapter. No, 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Why can he do all of that? Because he's timelessly seeing it. He's seeing it from beyond time, distance, and space dimension. That is why. He's not seeing himself as a time, distance, space bound person trying to become timeless. He's seeing himself as that timeless being, and then he's seeing within him there is no time, distance, and space also. But within us human souls, the souls who are playing human parts, we have time, distance, and space concepts within us. This has to be understood so clearly. If one can get this understanding with clarity, illusion of time as an illusion, distance as an illusion. For them, being with Bap Dada is a natural state of being. I am with Bap Dada now. What do you mean by you're not with Bap Dada? What do you mean you have to make effort?
Sister, Baba Baba, through you, the soul and the mind, kind of started separating us through the mind. Now, the lesson that we are getting, separation of body, right? Like lately, the classes are going on for the body. So, mind, body, दोनों से अलग हो गए हैं. अब और क्या बचा? This one is just, that thought is coming कि अभी और क्या बचा हुआ है जो पकड़ के रखा हुआ
Now
है?
concepts of time, distance, and space. Because of the mind's four-dimensional nature, when we see everything through this human mind or human intellect, we are seeing everything as four-dimensional.
Because of the experience you are talking about, or what is the fourth dimension?
That's how we experience, this world in 4 dimensions. Our body as 4-dimensional. That's how we experience. Yeah. Our mind, our thoughts are giving a sense of 4 dimensions. Now, when I see from Baba's perspective, Baba is not seeing through the eyes of time, through the eyes of distance, through the eyes of space. For him, whether it is an experience of the car's horn at a distance of 10 meters or the sound of my voice, for Baba, it's all the experience happening in the mind. There is no distance for Baba.
Correct.
Yeah, Baba's not saying that distance of the sound of the horn of the car is 10 meters away, but the sound of your voice is right here with you, inside of you. That's not how he is seeing it. He's seeing even the horn of the car is experienced here in the mind. And the voice of the sound of this voice box is also heard in the mind. There is no distance for Baba. That is how we are seeing it. That is what the company of Baba means what.